So, Kwa, you said a very interesting thing earlier that you started like the entrepreneurial journey at the age of 19. So, how did that come to you so early? Like back when I was 19, I was busy partying and going out with my friends and just chilling, you know. So, how did that come to you so early at such a young and early age?
Um, my parents are they're refugee immigrants from Vietnam, right? And so
Hmm.
we come into this country with nothing. And
Hmm.
for me, I guess I learned how to go through life struggles very early.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I was educated by being around, I guess, influential people
Hmm.
in my upbringing that allowed me to think a little bit differently. And
Hmm.
so I've always been, I think my father has always instilled fear into me around that if you don't know, you got to be, you really got to know what you want to do really early in life.
Hmm.
And otherwise you're gonna not succeed, and and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So I think around 12 years, when I was 12 years old, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. It was
Hmm.
not filmmaking, it wasn't any of that. It was just knowing what to do. Like,
Hmm.
I knew I wanted to play sports, so I'm gonna play
Hmm.
sports and I'm gonna work hard at that. I knew I wanted to make music, so I'm gonna work hard at music. It's just
Hmm.
really picking the things that you want to do, but
Hmm. Hmm.
owning it, and being accountable for it, and doing
Hmm. Hmm.
everything you can to be successful at it. And for me,
Yeah.
it was, so anything that I thought about that I wanted to do, I just did it. So it wasn't like I
Impressive.
picked one thing. I don't
Yeah.
think life is like that. I think it's like a lot of people have a lot of different interests, a lot of different things. My kids
Yeah.
are interested in games, cars, and watching their cartoons. Why do you
Hmm.
have to pick one thing? So I kind of
True.
look at it that way. But whatever you kind of own it, just you gotta have patience and own it.
Absolutely agreed. So, what inspired you into filmmaking? How did you get into filmmaking?
I kind of feel making because I couldn't because I never really made it in music. And so
Hmm.
I got into filmmaking because I wanted to make music videos. But I was
Music,
pretty
as
bad at
in
making music videos. So
you you wanted to produce your own music?
yeah, I was a record producer. I was producing
Okay.
records. I wrote songs. I worked with writers that worked with Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston writers, and
Wow.
really major artists in America. But if you don't have a hit record, you never make it. So I stuck with music for 13 years, but
Hmm.
it's such a battle because I was always on the creative side. I never understood the business side of things. And
Hmm.
so I decided to keep pivoting, like thousands and thousands of micro pivots to try to find
Hmm.
it, to a point where I landed onto filmmaking a little bit because I was
Hmm.
horrible at making music videos.
Hmm.
And but filmmaking made sense to me. And then I made my
Hmm.
first short film, and I got bit by the bug to stay in it. And then,
That's
but I
amazing.
always realized that filmmaking is very difficult to do. It was
Yeah.
the business was a little bit more clear for me for filmmaking, but we're still unclear. But I saw more opportunities around building a business. So it's
Yeah.
when because of my music network and my entertainment network, I was invited to go into the wedding business, and which is kind of
Hmm.
weird, something I wasn't interested in. But I saw that there was an opportunity to build something that can allow me to make be able to make a living while I'm
Hmm.
sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Passive income.
Passive income, a way to be able to just
Hmm.
um, invest into the things that I wanted to do.
Hmm.
And I thought filmmaking was not going to get me there if I was working a 9 to 5 job.
Hmm.
And but that if I want to do great things, you have to be full time at it, you know. And so that's where I was at with that.
Hmm.
I think that so it was all these micro pivots. I don't think it was like, if I never did the music thing, I wouldn't have gotten into it. If I never did
Hmm.
make my decisions to keep changing things
Hmm.
to allow myself to be more successful, I would
Hmm.
never get into the business of things. So never thought
Yeah.
about it. It was like, I guess I'm 33 years old. I'm finally figuring out that I think I need to start learning how to build a business,
Hmm.
and but it took me till I was 19 years old. to start to be an entrepreneur, but I knew nothing about business, right? You could be an entrepreneur, you could do this, right? You could just try to solve problems, but it's still very, you're on your own. But you know, I've always had that, obviously, you know, your 9-to-5 job working as a tech repair guy, you know, at first.
Awesome.